All right. Well, I guess we can start. We don't have a whole lot on the list today. I just have one item that I've been working on, and that's the NVMe loopback thing. I played around with it more yesterday. Basically, the kernel, the CentOS 8 kernel, everything works great. Um, there's an NVMe CLI tool that you can use to configure it, but it's like super annoying. They have to have this huge blob of JSON, and you have to like there is a package, you have to install it, whatever. Um, it turns out it's actually not that much harder to just fiddle with the stuff in sysconfigfs, syskernel configfs to do it, which is necessary in Ubuntu because there is no package for the NVMe TCLI tool, and when you try to clone it directly, it's Python 2 instead of Python 3, and so you have to go fix the Python, whatever, it's just stupid. But doing it in configfs is fine. The problem is that on Ubuntu, the kernels, both for 18.04 and 20.04, the default kernels don't support the NVMe loopback stuff properly. It issues an error, and it's a bug that gets fixed in, I think, 5.5 or whatever. It's like shortly after. It's like that particular kernel version, it was a regression, and then it got fixed later. So I need to find a better kernel for the Ubuntu machines. Hopefully, just turning on the hardware enablement distro kernel will fix it. But I need to go fiddle with the kernel task so that actually installs that. So a little bit more work to do there. I'm writing a Tethology task, so that'll basically you can just add to a YAML file and it'll rewrite the scratch devs from the LVM LVs to have an NVMe loopback thing in front of them. But once we do that, then we can test all the later stuff better. We can test the drive groups better, the devices app, repaving OSDs, why this came up, so on. So that's on my list today. That's it for that one.
That's great, Tate. We need that in tautology for sure.
Yes. Yeah. I think the devices are like they're the only thing that makes them look weird. Like they're standard NVMe devices, but when you look at the vendor is just Linux.
Yeah.
Or the model is Linux, and the serial number is just I think it's like the UID in hex or something. I'm not sure exactly, but for the most part they just look normal, which is pretty good. Nothing should notice.
Well, the important thing is that we can use this loop device as real devices, okay, and do the same kind of operations. I think that this is just a detail, no important.
Yep. Cool.
That's good.
All right. Dashboard monitoring stack. What item was that?
Well, this is a pull request that I have done in the Rook project. And it's just to provide support in the Ceph dashboard, okay, to the monitoring stack, because by default, when you are installing a Ceph cluster using Rook, Grafana, Alert Manager, Node Exporter is not installed by default. So part of the functionality that we have in the Ceph dashboard for monitoring, alerting, and to have information charts about OSDs and about the performance of the system is not available. With this pull request, well, it's basically documentation, a list of steps in order to do that manually, okay, because it's something that I think that is not going to be included into the Rook operator, but at least we have the functionality available. And there is a recording that about a demo that I have done this morning for the Ceph dashboard people, mainly. Okay, so if you are interested, is there the recording, and that's it all from me.
Cool. Okay. If I remember correctly, the problem is that the operator can't do this automatically, right? Because it doesn't have access to the monitoring namespaces.
No, it's the problem. It was basically that it wasn't installed Grafana, Node Exporter, and all the elements. Okay, and a part of installing this software was needed to configure it properly with a Ceph dashboard. That's all. Okay, so it's a problem of installation that is not available Kubernetes environment. In OCP environment, these elements are installed, okay, by default. So the only thing that you need to do is just to configure, okay? But this is not the case for pure Kubernetes environments.
Okay. Anything else? Anything else we should discuss? All right. Adam, do you have anything else? Or should we just call it?
No, no big enough topics for this meeting.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Thanks, everyone.
Okay.
Back the rest of your hour. Have a good one. Thanks.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.